New residential development project prices in Singapore have been firm this year, but in the last 2 years, the residential sales volume have shrunk up to 50%. And this is because the government introduced cooling measures to curb the prices from skyrocketing. Now, experts believe that after the upcoming election, the government may ease these cooling measures. I spoke to Savills Singapore Senior Director Alan Cheong about this.
I think the curbs will stay, but it's a question of whether the curbs will be recalibrated. It wouldn't be good if they remove some of these measures, but it will be better if they recalibrate it, because what happens is right now is that prices have been pretty resilient, despite the fact that you read about prices and the perception among the general public and particularly overseas viewers is that prices have fallen like 6.7% from peak to current date. In reality, prices have been pretty firm, particularly for new sales by developers. It's only in the resale market that's come off. What the measures have done is caused transaction volumes to collapse, and that has caused the real estate economy to shrink. That is the major implication of these measures. So the measures as is should be recalibrated to bring up the volume of transactions. I think for one, they should just look at the quantum of loans for the second property, the mortgage. Currently it is set as 50% loan to value if you have a existing mortgage. So your second mortgage is subject to a cap of 50% loan to value. That could be recalibrated up because the equity down payment is too much. And the quantum of investment for a typical family-sized 3-bedder unit would be in excess of $1 million, and many Singaporeans will find it difficult if they need to cough out 50% equity of something worth over $1 million. So they ought to raise the debt quantum to allow Singaporeans to cross over to buy all these larger units. I think overall, the market, I would think that it will be bogged down by weakening resale prices. The general price index will still be on the weak side. The prime districts will see new sale prices pretty firm. In the resale market, transactions are beginning to pick up because in the resale market, we find the prices have fallen like 11% from the peak, and some of these more astute locals and overseas buyers are beginning to see value in them. Transaction values are picking up. But having said that, I think the market price will still be hovering at about current levels for the rest of the year. Next year, when activity builds up, I think prices will start to firm up a little for the core central region. For the mid-tier and the mass market segment, the new sale prices will be firm and strong on the, in fact, buyers on the upside. Resale market prices, again, will be pretty weak. Everyone is waited with bated breath that the measures will be recalibrated after the elections. But I think at the end of the day, the store of household liquidity in Singapore has been rising rapidly since the imposition of the last cooling measure in 2013. So 2 years have passed, the store of equity savings has gone up tremendously. They will buy if the measures are or are not recalibrated. There have been 8 or 9 rounds of cooling measures, and each came with its own set of parameters. So the permutations for tweaking and recalibrating measures are quite a number of them. I think the government can tweak any of these measures and do away with some of them which are overlapping, deemed unnecessary, and it will still cause a market to function more normally or more smoothly.
With the upcoming general election, the market is expecting the government to recalibrate the cooling measures, as there's a slight fear that the cooling measures could affect the net wealth of these households. But despite concern, Singapore's economy is robust enough to withstand the periodic shocks to the system. I'm Zunaira Said, reporting from Singapore.